Guys, it is such a gorgeous day, and it is the first and hopefully only day of motor install on the Mustang. We have a few things to do. We got to button some things down, make it a complete package, and then we're going to slide it right on into the engine bay. It sounds really easy, but I have a feeling it's not going to be. So we did a little 180 on the motor. We're going to prime the oil pump really quick. I've heard a lot of stuff. I hear conflicting things, whether you need to or not. We're going to prime it, though, just to be safe. We're going to prime the oil pump. Then we're going to work on getting timing cover put on the car. We just put the water pump on. Then we have to put rear main seal and the rear main seal cover on. And then we have to do lifters, which are soaking over there on the tool bench. Put the lifters in, the cam followers. Then, I mean, the headers, we're getting really close. It's really nuts and bolts now. We're getting down to the final hours of this motor build. So I'm really excited. I can't wait. So we're gonna get to doing this oil pump really quick, get that knocked out, and then we can move on to onto the rest of the stuff. This is how you know it's your first motor build. So we were putting this on, which I believe the oil pump, oil filter adapter, whatever it's called. So the bag I have labeled for these parts is oil filter and coolant thingy. Yeah, so we know exactly what we're doing, but we got it all cleaned up, ready to put on. So we're changing our tactic a little bit on priming the oil pump. See right here, there's this little passage. We're gonna get, I guess, a turkey baster kind of thing. Push oil through it, do it a couple times, and we should be good. At least that's what I've read on the internet. We'll see how accurate that is. Our little neck is installed and torqued down to a few ugga-duggas. Now, we're gonna go ahead and do lifters, followers. Then we're gonna move on to the front timing cover after that, because I wanna be able to see where this keyway down here is, so we don't run into any valve issues when rotating the engine to install the followers. So lifters are over here. They've been soaking in oil all night long. So we're gonna go ahead and install those and then put in our followers, which are down there. Everything is installed, lifters, the followers, it's all installed. So there's kind of a trick to it. It's kind of difficult. I'll try to give you my best description. So you can see everything is installed, the followers with the lifters in there. Now there is a tool for this that'll kind of compress the valve spring a little bit to make these going in a lot easier. I don't have that. What I do have is a screwdriver, wherever I put it. A little bit of electrical tape and some hard pushing. So I took the screwdriver, cover the end in electrical tape. You don't want to scratch anything. Here's kind of the rundown on how we do it. So first off, you want the keyway to be over here, so the pistons are all going to be down a little bit so you don't run into any interference issues. So you're going to put the follower on first, put it on the valve spring back in there. Then after that, you're going to put it over onto the top ball of that lifter. Then you put this right in there and you pry it forward. Now obviously I had a rag in there too to protect the cam lobe, because I don't want that getting damaged, but that's basically the gist of it without that tool. That's what I had to do when Price had a slight incident and a rocker popped off. That's what I had to do. So it's not really a big deal. It's kind of difficult. You just be patient with it. Don't get angry at it, and you can get all of them. So now, for real, I think we're gonna do timing cover. Then we're gonna do, I guess, valve covers, and then we'll do oil pan, rear main seal. We got to replace front main seal too, and then we're good to go. So we're slowly but surely piecing this thing together. We should be good to have the motor at least maybe connecting to the transmission around lunchtime. I know it seems crazy, but I think we can do it. Finally, for real, it's time for the timing cover. So what we're gonna do now, we have to put silicone in a few places. Right here, here. We'll have to put them down at the oil pan and a little dab up top as well. That's just where there's a few differences. I mean, you can see a little gap in here where the head meets the block. It's normal. So we're gonna put silicone over there, install the cover. We torque all those down to like 20 foot-pounds. Then we're gonna do valve covers. We're gonna go ahead and get those out of the way, get all this protected while we're working on the rest of the motor. Then we'll work on oil pan, rear main. Then all we gotta do is connect the transmission to it, put some of the accessories on the front, and we're ready to install. Comes the time. We've already put the silicone in the places we need, so we're gonna do our best to get this thing installed without messing anything up. This one goes, wrong one. This one goes right there. Here at the top. And there's one more, just like it. Goes right there. And then put one down here. And then one right here. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get all of these bolts in. They get torqued down to 20 foot-pounds. And then we can move on to valve covers. Timing cover is on and torqued down to about 20 and then a little bit more foot-pounds. 20 just seems so little to me, but the gasket is sucked down in there. We are flush all the way around. You see the RTV is doing its job. So I'm thinking valve cover time. I want to see this thing mocked up with the valve cover on it. So let's go ahead and get the gaskets all situated into the valve covers, get everything ready to go. It's gonna be so much easier to put them on when it's out of the car. If you remember last time, it sucked. It really sucked. But this time shouldn't be too bad. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure all this is cleaned up, slap the valve covers on. Help is on the way though. So we're gonna get the ball rolling. Oh, also front main seal, gotta do that too. Now with the timing cover, there were some spots we had to do silicone. With the valve covers, it's the same way, but they marked them, so we have to put silicone in these areas. And this valve cover is good to go right on here. So we're gonna double check, make sure everything's clean in here. If we need to do any more cleaning, we will. Then we're gonna silicone that up, slap the valve cover on. We'll actually get a first look at what the motor's gonna look like. I think it's gonna look sick. And hopefully powder coated parts today. Fingers are crossed. We have one valve cover on, guys, and I gotta say, it looks incredible. Like, it looks so look at that. I mean, and with this gold intake manifold, oh my goodness, this is gonna look great. So I wanna put the second one on. However, speaking of gold intake manifold, we are going to the powder coaters right now. Pick up the intake manifold, throttle body, the elbow, the pulleys, everything. I cannot wait to get that gold intake manifold sitting right up here, nice and pretty. Oh, it's gonna look so good. So these are torqued down to 71 to 106, I believe, inch-pounds. We're shooting it right in the middle at 90-ish inch-pounds, all tightened down. We need to have the silicone right in there doing its job. So we're gonna leave this, head up about 20 minutes to Cedar Park and get some powder coated parts, and I am so stoked. So I lied a little bit. Logan actually called me. He's almost here. So we're gonna go ahead and put the other valve cover on. Then we're going to get them. Jeff at JPArmor Coatings just sent me another picture of the parts. They're amazing. So this is the final good looks piece kind of for the intake manifold. These valve covers, I gotta say, look so amazing. So then we have, I think it's 13 of these little bolts. And we have little oil seals on there, so I'm gonna put all those in, tighten them down, and then snug them down to our 90 inch-pounds. We just got the parts back from the powder coater, and I gotta say they look so good, and it doesn't fit the car. The car didn't look this nice. Here we are, sitting on the motor, all of our parts in its glory. The motor looks so much nicer than the car, which is okay. We're gonna fix that eventually. But for now, we're gonna be rocking this. It's a sleeper. It's just gonna be a sleeper. We're gonna go ahead and get the oil pan on, start protecting everything under here. Then we're gonna do rear main, and then the motor is assembled. We're really close. Rear main, we might have to take it off the stand. We're gonna see. Then we're gonna work on intake manifold, throttle body, all that stuff. We gotta piece it back together before we put it in the car. But now, we got a few little things to clean up on the oil pan, and we're gonna slap it right on there. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's an oil pan. We're down to like the final 3 bolts of the oil pan, torquing it down. So we torqued them it's supposed to be 15 foot-pounds and then like an additional like 60 degrees, but my torque wrench goes to 20 foot-pounds, so we're not doing that. We're almost done. Now we're moving on after this to the intake manifold, work on that throttle body, headers, and we're just about ready to put it in the car. We're really close. This is the final hour. So as y'all know, we had to pull apart the upper and lower plenum to get it powder coated. So we're putting it back together now. It is discontinued, so we just had to use silicone gasket maker to put it back. But it's okay. I called the manufacturer, and they said that was okay. So our torque spec, we don't know. So it's like we've decided like 1 Ugga is about what these should go to. Seems about right to me. We are short 1 bolt for Mr. Intake Manifold, so we're gonna run and try to get some more. They're also looking just kind of beat up, and we don't want that, so we're gonna try to get 8 more of these bolts that we can use on this manifold just to make things a little bit cleaner. We got the new bolts for the intake. The intake is bolted down and solid on here. Now we're working on the the neck here for this thingy-mabobber. He's working on the throttle body. We're getting that put together. And then we are gonna pick it up, start. We also have spark plugs, coils. We can actually throw all the wiring on here too. We can connect to the transmission, and then we're good to go. We are coming along on assembly. We're putting the coils in. I don't want to hear anything about Iron Man. Yeah. So we're putting the coils in. Obviously, I'm missing those screws. So I need to get those, but at least get them in the car so we know where they are and it'll be good. We are really chugging along. We have almost the whole motor assembled. We got fuel injectors assembled. We just need some bolts. So we gotta go to the store again. We have things down to a science. It's very scientific. I know it looks complicated, but really, you know, it's anybody can do it. Harmonic balancer is going on. Is that a good face?
We have about 1 thread on the harmonic
I don't
balancer.
know. You know, ARP is good, but I don't trust it that much. The motor's not gonna be in tonight. It was optimistic. We got really close, but it's gonna be in like tomorrow. We got this pilot bearing, throw-out bearing, clutch, flywheel, transmission. Then it's ready to go in. We'll probably put the harness on there too, wire it all up. Make it easier, but it does look really cool. We also got underdrive pulleys set up in here, and we're looking pretty nice. I can't wait to get it in the car. That's gonna come tomorrow though. There should be way fewer obstacles tomorrow, so we can get it. We can get it. It's really late now. We're at like 11 o'clock, past 11. So we're gonna wait to install the motor till tomorrow, but it's gonna go in the car. Don't worry. So we only have a few things to do. Pilot bearing, you know, flywheel, clutch, all that stuff's gonna be easy. Bolting the transmission to it, and then we're ready to go. Everything else is wired up. We also have, this is our oil priming system. So oil goes in here so we can prime all the oil system for first start. And maybe, I gotta talk to the tuner, maybe we can get a first start like soon, and then actual tuning and meat of the business can happen later. Just gotta talk to him and see what the recommended idea is. I think that is gonna do it though. So I guess next video we're gonna be installing the motor. I know we planned on it this time, and I'm sorry to let you guys down, but next video, the motor is going in the car. I got to run and get a few more bolts in the morning, and then we can get to rocking. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like the motor. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? What do you think of all the colors that we went with? Personally, I think it looks pretty dang good. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe so you see next video when we install the motor. But like always, keep it classy, keep crushing it, and I'll catch y'all very soon.